right, I finally caved and got the hidden driver from Kamen Rider 01, and we're going to take a look at it. I got two other things. I am definitely planning on getting the Force Riser when I can. I thought maybe there'd be some extra stock at some of the sites, like there often is, and has not happened yet. HLJ is saying the Force Riser is discontinued, but I think that's just a matter of, like, we'll see it again there. It's just waiting for it to come back in stock some places because I missed out on the pre-orders. I thought I went early enough, but did not. Anyway, here's the hidden driver, and I mostly got it for a reason, which we'll see in a different video. But yeah, finally caved and got it. It's neat. It's shiny. It does come with the belt, and it's the same kind of Kamen Rider belt or driver belt we've been seeing. Little details there on it. The yellow plastic, bright. It's very bright neon. And then gray plastic. It attaches in the same way as before. You've got some little squeezable bits to latch it in to either side of the belt. And then it supports it, but since we're mostly focusing on the driver itself, I'm just going to take this off. That's a little tight anyway. But yeah, so same attachment, the plug in. If you've played with any sort of Rider Henshin device, or at least the belt-based ones, you know what we're dealing with here. The driver itself, there it is. It's shiny. It's got the little Progrise key authorization area before it expands. Neat-looking driver. And then there's a neon yellow switch here on the back. Takes 3 AAA batteries that don't come included, and then the button cell batteries and the Progrise keys, which are there. We just turn it on. 01 driver. It comes with the Rising Hopper Progrise key. Its ability is jump, which it will tell you.
Grasshopper's ability.
And without the driver, like we could hack some of these things, but without the driver, like when we did the Flying Falcon preview piece, it does that. You could hack it with a magnet, but those are the sounds. You just got the 2 basic sounds. But now that we have the driver, when you put it on the driver, you just jump and activate it. Authorize it. Open it up. Slide into the driver.
A jump to the sky turns to a rider kick.
I love the jump to the sky turns to a rider kick. I love the robotic voice announcements of what the abilities are. Also, like, you'll notice here the little grasshopper is sitting in there, and then you can.
Rising impact.
All right, and so there's an attack, the rising impact. And but yeah, so what I was trying to show was like to pop the key back out. You push this open and it unlocks the key. You can't just yank it out of there. But we'll go through the process again because it's neat. Some of the sounds are in the Progrise key. Some of the sounds are in the driver itself. And it's neat how it switches back between the two of them. I don't know how distinct the video is picking up the difference when it jumps back and forth between the driver. In your hand, if you're paying attention, you can clearly hear when it's coming out of the driver and when it's coming out of the key. But the fact that it times everything so simultaneously is neat. I remember thinking that with a double driver way back in the day. The way the 2 different Gaia memories, when you put them in and opened it up, would sync and be timed so that one would go off and then the other one would go off to complete the whole jingle. And I like the way they do it here. So, but also the thing I like is when you open up the key, just like the Falcon, you've got like an inner mechanical version of the creature that you're becoming. But I like how this circle on the key becomes the icon in the driver itself. So that's how it knows it has a specific icon for each form, and it just gets it from the edge of this key, which I think is neat. So let's go ahead, jump. Slide it in. Like, for one thing, authorize comes out of the key. And then there's music playing from the driver that syncs up with the key. It's insane. Well, okay, maybe not that I screwed it up, but. And then you just slide it in.
Progrise. turns to a rider kick.
So there's that. And you heard the rising impact, the basic attack. Just push it in again. And then the attack noise. In one explosion. What's cool is rising came out of the key, impact came out of the driver, and I just realized there's actually a clear piece of plastic on this. I've been playing with this all day and did not realize that it had a special... I was wondering why that looked weird, and it's because it has a special protective plastic on it. Oh well. But, okay, so if you have another key, you can multiply the attack, so like... Bits rise. Kilo rise. Mega rise. Giga rise. Does it go past that? Terra rise is what it sounded like he just said. So that's a little. Okay, that looks like it's the top. And then when you do it, it just does an extended explosion sequence. And there you go, you got 6 explosions at the end. And that's really it. I'm not going to do it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because it basically it'll say rising, and then mega impact, giga impact, whichever level you're at, and then do the appropriate number of explosions per key. Now, since we have the Flying Falcon, which is a neat little promo key, because not only did it give you a hint at like what the Progrise key did, 01 has used it to Henshin, so he's got a form, it works in the driver, but it's also Kamen Rider Jin's main form. He stole the Flying Falcon key and uses it in his Force Riser. Hirobi has the really cool Scorpion Progrise key, which with Sting Dystopia and all that fun stuff. But I'm really hoping to get that Force Riser at some point. So anyway, we'll do the whole process again with Flying Falcon to show it off. Spread your wings and prepare for a force.
Flying impact! Pitch rise. Height rise. Kilo rise. Flying kilo impact!
So yeah, that's a fun little driver. It just really is. Like I said, the way everything syncs up, that really is one of the things that I enjoy about a lot of these toys when they have that, is because sometimes you'll just have a physical plastic addition to the driver, transformation device that plugs into the driver that in and of itself doesn't do anything. Sometimes you'll have a driver that the interactive piece, in this case the Progrise key, has all the sounds, and when you plug it into the driver, it makes all the noises, but it's all coming from the individual pieces. I love it when they sync them, like in the case of the double driver, like it was synced up. Those were synced up to play at the right time when both buttons were held down, but all the noises were coming out of the actual Gaia memories. The driver itself was just a physical thing. Gaim had the lock seeds, and I think the Gaim driver I feel like the driver had a turn-on noise. It did some noises when you plugged everything in. But a lot of the sounds came from the lock seeds themselves. In the case of Wizard, it was just the rings. I don't think the rings did anything. They just had kind of a QR or infrared. What's the word I'm looking for? IR. Like a near field connectivity that led to that made the driver do its thing. So yeah, it's just a neat technology, and it's neat the way that they can time that so specifically. I realize it's just math and making sure it all plays right and programming, but it's just neat. But there is the hidden driver for Kamen Rider 01. with the Rising Hopper key. And I do have a couple more keys that came in today. We'll show that off. Like I said, looking forward to the Force Riser. So, despite trying to hang back and not get full-on merch, and I'm not going full-on merch on this. I'm not hunting down every single Prog Rise key that comes out. Like, I don't know if I'm going to go after Freezing Bear and Flaming Tiger and all of them. But I'll get a couple. But there it is. It's the Hidden Driver from 01. It's fun, and it makes the noises.